Hey, welcome back. Yeah, so it's been a while since I made a video. It's been actually a month. I also cut my hair, if you notice anything new. Um, yeah, so in this video, this is going to be more of a vlog style video. I'm going to answer a few questions that I often get from younger artists starting out in the industry, just wanting advice, portfolio. So we're going to talk about how many portfolios to create, things like that, what industries you can get work in. So let's dive right in. So first question, somebody asked me on LinkedIn, I'm trying to fine tune my art skills for one, but I am also kind of torn between two avenues that I can apply my skills to. I want to know if it's okay to create two different portfolios for two different kinds of art, or if I should just find a thing and stick to it. That's a good question. I'm going to say yes, create two portfolios, especially if you're a young artist. You want to put together a portfolio for industry standards. So whatever job, number one, whatever job you're looking for, I would focus your portfolio towards that job and industry. So if you're looking for graphic design jobs, focus your work on a graphic design portfolio, or if you're an illustrator, then focus on creating a body of work in the industry you want to get into. Like if you're going to do children's book, only have children's book, or character development, things like that. I really do think that it's okay to create two different portfolios. One is because you want to have a separate portfolio just for your art to continue working on, to continue developing upon. If you have work that just doesn't belong in the portfolio that you're trying to create and get a job in that industry, by all means, take it out, remove it, put it in a blog, make a blog post and talk about how you're exploring something new. I think process is super important. If you're an artist and you don't have a blog, I think creating a blog is a good way for people to get to know you online. And I also think Tumblr is a really good platform for creating a blog, a visual blog anyway. So it could be one of those blogs that if you're consistent in creating a piece of artwork every day, you can just quickly upload it, put like a short description and see how people respond. Ask questions, tell them about your process, tell them what you were thinking. I think those are good ways to build your audience and also for people to get to know you online. Yes, sometimes we are super passionate about creating a certain kind of artwork or a certain kind of style. If you're a young artist and you want to get work in the industry, you want to get experience, I suggest creating a body of work catered towards that industry and building up your career that way. And then, after hours, you can always come home and explore your art. Sometimes, like when I was working and I would come home and explore and draw, it was kind of my way to relax. And so I just love drawing after work. It was a good way to kind of de-stress a little bit. But then, if you don't know, and it's okay if you don't know what you're doing right now, and sometimes exploring your options does take a little bit more time to do. And I think having a full-time job during the day will allow your mind like space to breathe and to kind of like dream a little bit. I've definitely had jobs where I hated it during the day. It was like super boring, maybe some web stuff that I've done in the past, but it also kind of let my mind take a break from all the things I wanted to do. And then after hours was like my time to create. Just prioritize. Again, if you're just kind of building your career, like it takes a while to develop skills. I know that for me anyway, it took a few years to like develop my illustration skills, my drawing skills. Just be patient. Have patience with yourself. Next question. So this next question is more catered towards the visual development industry. Let's see here. As an upcoming visual development artist, how do I go about ensuring someday in reaching a position in the entertainment industry? Is it best to be a concept artist for live action, animation, and even the game industry, or stick to one and develop the set of skills for that specific part of the industry? So again, I would figure out what industry you want to get into. I think that being a visual development artist for the animation industry is super competitive, very cutthroat industry. There's a lot of really good people, but don't let that stop you. I think that you should build up your portfolio. So if you're, I think you should do your research. Research is so important. Research the company, find out how to get in, what kind of portfolio that you need to have. Ask some industry experts in the field. I am not an industry expert in the visual development animation industry. I had like a short career freelancing illustration in LA between 2013 and 2016. I was more of like, I just took whatever work I could get. I did maybe like 2 children's book projects. I freelanced with Skechers. I did like a short animated commercial, and then I contracted at Hasbro Studios for a few short months. And then I would jump around, work in different agencies for a few days doing freelance illustration work, and then a few startups. So I kind of like jumped around. The way that I got work was that I contacted recruiters. There's agencies in LA. There's, what is that? Creative, geez, I can't remember the name, but I will add links later on to this video. There's Aquint. They're one of my favorites. There's also maybe Vitamin T. That's maybe the same one. But just look at agencies all over and see who represents talent and get in touch with those recruiters, because they have access to these jobs coming in if you want to do it that way. And it's really kind of hard because you don't have any steady income flow coming in. You're just kind of like risking it and, hoping to freelance with these companies. And I would work towards getting a more full-time job like opportunity, if that makes sense. And again, to answer the question again, sorry, I kind of veered off track, but as a visual development artist, you have to figure out, like, if you're into filmmaking, then be a concept artist for live action. Or if you're into 2D animation or 3D animation, then figure out, like, what kind of style that you want to develop or what you kind of like gravitate towards, And I would just say research, research, research. So important. I think there's like no real answer to that question. I think that for me, like, I think the video game industry is so hot right now. There's always jobs for game artists. There's a ton of video game companies. I think that doing a little bit of research and prep work, and also researching LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good place to network with people, ask questions, ask experts in the field. So I'm by no means an expert in that field, but I think that yes, as a visual development artist, you need to narrow down your focus and figure out an industry. And, and I always tell people, like, every time, whenever someone switches career paths, make sure it's something that you can see yourself like 5 years down the road, because you really do need to give yourself time to develop into that industry and to grow as an artist. So don't just jump into one industry and, work there for a year, 6 months, whatever. The best learning, I think, is to stick with like one industry and see how you can grow there. But, at the same time, if you're miserable and you hate it, by all means, just feel free to switch directions and don't be unhappy in that specific industry. Yeah. And I'll leave you with that. So I love paying it forward. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll add some links below. There's a ton of places where you can look for work online. And I also do have a blog post talking about where to add your portfolio, what networks to join. There's Behance. Everybody knows Behance. There's also Creative Hotlist if you don't know about that. And if you like this video and want to see more content like this, hit the like button, and please leave me some comments. Let me know what other topics you want me to make videos about. I will add some links, and I hope to see you again later. Bye.